As you guys know, we recently purchased a Mark IV Supra that has turned out to be the largest financial loss on a car I've ever done.
She's cooked.
I'm out 25 grand. And rather than throwing the whole build away, I decided, you know what? Let's triple down on the Supra and make it the best Supra this channel has ever seen. There's a lot of things that I would have done differently from my last build, but first things first, if this is gonna be $1 million Supra, we need to make it look like $1 million Supra. So I called in my boy CJ from Ghost Wraps to do yet again another wrap job for us. I've always wanted a cherry red Supra. Something about that color just screams Supra. So we're finally gonna bring that idea to life and wrap this Supra in Ferrari red by the nose of it. Now that we have all of the pieces wrapped in the red, we need to start assembling everything. We have stuff from the aero catches for the hood, and we also have a bunch of aero and canards and front splitters for the front bumper, which is really gonna tie it all in and bring the aggressiveness to light, so let's get after it. We're gonna be using the old Redox front lip off of my other Mark IV Supra. Damn, it's gonna look good. This is actually really easy to install because it's just 4 bolts on each side to connect the lip to the bumper, and the same goes for the canards. Lastly is our brand new turn signal lights, and we can repeat this same process for the other side. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. All right, CJ, give me the breakdown. Where would you rate the Supra on the difficulty level of wraps you've done on different cars?
It's pretty difficult because it's like super bubbly.
I would have thought because it's bubbly, it would have been easier, but you're saying it's more difficult?
Yeah, because wrap is like stiff, so you have to like form it over like a circular surface. It's like super hard.
Well, there was a really difficult spot that you had to do, and that was the rear arch. And CJ was like off camera, he's like, damn, this would be so much easier if I two-parted it. And if you're not familiar with the wrap world, it's really difficult to wrap really large sections you can barely fit the material over. So this whole entire subsection right here is one solid piece, and it goes over the whole entire car. And it looks really good. It is not an uncommon thing for maybe someone to do this in 2 pieces and hide a seam maybe above the rear window or something like that. But I know that that was a really difficult part, and you actually did a really good job with it.
I appreciate that. It was a 144-inch piece going all the way over.
Anyone that's watching that's done a wrap and knows how big that is, know that that is not an easy task. But damn, there's a lot of style with this car. Like,
I don't know if I find the word for it.
We took all like the super aggressive parts from the last car, I'll put it on this one, and it's like taking steps and being more and more aggressive. Getting kind of jealous of that other car now. We're gonna install the TRD wing onto the Supra, but we have no hardware, so Dylan, take a guess on what size hardware it is.
Oh,
take a guess.
Wait, no, I haven't looked. M6.
Let's check.
I'm just so wrong.
Ooh, they're shallow. I saw some comments in the last video. Some people were saying that you guys think that we're rushing the Supra build and we're doing it so fast. But I'd like to correct those comments very quickly. It's not that we're going really fast on the Supra. We're just putting a lot of stuff into every episode. We've been working on this Supra for 3 weeks now. We're just only showing you episodes that have a bunch of stuff in it because we're trying to make the videos a little bit more entertaining. And I know there's a side of you guys that want a lot of episodes and want this and that. You'll get that with other episodes. But there's just some stuff happening in the back end right now. There's stuff happening behind the scenes that, trust me, is taking a lot of bandwidth, we'll say. Let's go ahead and install the wing. Installing the wing is actually really simple if you don't drop it on your face.
Oh God. Oh. I got it.
Now we actually decided to reuse the wing that came on this car, but we wrapped the wing stands red and left the deck carbon for an updated look. And it's just 2 screws to attach the end plates to the wing stands, and she's done. That is dope.
This thing's rad.
Now, because this is a burn car and it was bought through Copart, there is a salvage branded title on it now. Now, it was obviously never in a car crash, but a car fire will still deem it a salvage title. We replaced everything, but before this thing gets back on the road and registered, it has to go through a lamp and brake light test. Essentially what that means through the state of California, you have to take it to an inspector to make sure that all your turn signals work and your brake lights work so that the car is deemed safe to operate on the road. Now the car came with these rear bumper lights. Now typically we would just delete these lights, but because we need to pass that test, these lights need to be operational. but unfortunately it seems the previous owner spray painted them black. So we're gonna be replacing them with these brand new upgraded rear bumper lights. That rather than using these little bulbs, it's gonna be using an LED strip inside, which is gonna look pretty rad. Yeah! That's tight.
Off-camera, teacher said it looks ricey.
It's
I don't
kind of
think
it's
so.
kind of growing on me.
I don't think so.
Dylan, what do you have between your legs, dog?
It's pretty big. Pretty big. It's really scuffed up and beat and bruised though.
But it's okay because we're gonna save it.
Just start with a light 8. Little light 8, nothing crazy. Some people
This
do.
shot is wild.
As you guys know, this Skyline is my pride and joy. If you didn't catch the build, we did everything Nismo that we could on it. This is the most perfect car that I own. I'm so proud of it. But I am missing one Nismo part that I finally got my hands on. And it's actually in my pocket. It's very small. And it is a Nismo key. And it's not just any Nismo key. If you look at the back of my Skyline, you'll notice some gold badges. I got a matching gold key. Now, of course, this key is brand new and needs to be cut for this car, so we have Car Keys Express out here to help us with the job. Car Keys Express is the world's largest car key replacement company. And for the first time ever, you don't have to leave your home to get a replacement key made, because they have two options. The first option is something called Snap Key. Now, Snap Key is awesome because if you can take a selfie, you can get a replacement key. It's easy enough for anyone to use, and you can save up to 75% off dealership pricing. All you have to do is select the key for your year, make, and model, and then you take your picture. They'll ship you a new key that's already cut along with their installer to quickly and easily make it work with your car. All you do is you take a picture of your key, and then you send that picture to Car Keys Express, and they will cut a new key, and they'll send you a replacement, and that's all you have to do. The other option is they have an on-site key cutter that can come to your location, which that's what we have today. If you'd rather have an expert do it for you, Car Keys Express technicians cut keys in thousands of neighborhoods across the United States, covering nearly 90% of US households. All you gotta do is schedule an appointment to have a professional cut and pair your keys for you.
Hey TJ, your key's ready.
All right, thank you, perfect. Now, let's give this thing a shot. The next time you guys need a replacement key or you want to cut a new key like myself, click the links down below and use my code to get the 10%. Thank you so much, Car Keys Express, for sponsoring today's video and getting the brand new Nismo key dialed up. Well, let's get back to it. We're trying to reuse as many parts as possible that came on this car. Polishing these taillights was a no-brainer.
I'm gonna be honest, Ultimate Compound tends to be just my go-to. I don't even hit the polish, nothing else.
That came out great.
That looks really, really good.
Thanks, bud.
Now just place each bulb in its correct spot, close the hatch, and you're done. Woo! Now it just needs a big blast pipe. Whoop, up, 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 up. With the rear end tied up, we're gonna go ahead and install the veil side fenders. These are gonna add a really unique look to the car and give it the aggressive flair to match the bright red wrap on this car. We can use brand new bolts and nuts hardware. Let's just replace it new. It's new, brother. We want the newest hardware there is, brother. Check new hardware.
Dude, I don't know.
Check Tuesday, brother.
I don't know what that one's from.
New hardware, brother. Having the luxury to walk 5 feet and pick out any crispy hardware to attach these fenders is amazing. But the crispy parts don't stop here. And while we're sitting here staring at the engine bay, we just got a package with something that I love, and that's brand new parts on old cars. Now this might not get everyone excited, but this gets me fired up. This is a brand new in box cowl for the engine bay. And it's gonna peep through when the hood's closed. Oh, it's gonna look so good. Let's throw it on.
Like push it, yeah, just like that. And then you'll kind of see.
Oh. So what holds this in is a bunch of push clips and a few screws. So again, let's head over. Nylon push retainers and drive pins. Is that what they're called? Let's check if they fit. Oh, yeah. And before you comment it down below, because you're probably thinking it, we're not gonna leave these white forever. Once this is all installed, we're going to mask off both sides and paint this engine bay black so it flows with the car. I know people are gonna comment down below. I know we're gonna get it. And now with the car in its most completed state yet, It's time to get the reactions from the boys.
All right, don't look at it.
Yeah. I think I snotted. Yeah, that's sick. Damn.
That looks insane. Look how look how lame it makes the black one
It's
look.
way cooler than your black one. It's on the black one.
Holy crap.
Okay, turn around and look.
Oh, damn, that is so. This is literally like you're playing Forza, where like these fenders, this hood, this bumper, and it's sick. And coming from someone, TJ knows what I'm about to say, who doesn't love JDM cars, that looks so good. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
Yo, that's sick. That's a cool car.
The red with the tan seats is different.
Dude, and the subtle hood, the subtle fender vents.
My favorite thing is the little like louver vents on top of the hood. I didn't really, well, that was the thing I liked least about the hood.
Yeah.
But now it's like the thing I like the most.
You know, it looks a little Japanese touring car right now. It looks a little JTC.
Now that the whole entire car is wrapped red and all the pieces are wrapped red, what are your thoughts on the color choice?
It is probably the best color choice you've ever done, honestly. Like the little touches like the mirrors and the handles, it like pulled it all together. I was thinking black originally, but then when she did the red, I was like, oh yes.
You kept saying throughout the whole entire build, you're like, you finally did a bright color, you finally did a bright color. I feel like we do.
So I guess a lot of the cars in the shop are darker colors, but the red on this car just works. Was it easy to do or was it hard to do?
I would say it's more challenging because it's like fiberglass parts, but it's not bad once you get into it. Yeah, it's a struggle. You could see like the time lapse. You're like, oh crap, that's like a lot of work.
Yeah.
It was super worth it to see it like this.
Well, again, CJ, I'm always very stoked that you come here and help us out. If you guys are in the Southern California area, hit up Ghost Wraps. They've wrapped, I don't even know how many cars at this point, but not only make main cars, but he's been really valuable for us on certain things like the Mark V Super, for example, when like we've blown that car up in the past and we need like replacement. CJ can get the printing done and get little stuff done to replace little body panels.
Like this one is a really tough car to fix.
He'll be able to do anything from wraps to PPFs to even some bigger stuff. Like you've done like big billboards on the sides of cars and work trucks and stuff. But CJ, again,
I appreciate it. As
Thank
always,
you.
the opportunity. Go on to the next one.
now the polishing doesn't stop at the taillights. We actually picked up a pair of brand new S2 headlights. Well, brand new to us. They needed a little bit of love, so I started by wet sanding them, starting with 400 grit, then going to 800, and then 1200, and then 3000. Finish it, we're gonna hit it with compound, and it should get rid of this haze and bring a beautiful, clear lens. Now this process is a little time consuming, but every minute is worth it because look at the results we got from this. Now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna install our Radium catch can, something I recommend with any car, honestly. Radium makes a beautiful catch can for this car that includes everything you need. So we're gonna go ahead and get started on that. With the catch can mounted, we're just gonna figure out how we wanna position the hoses. So I have a 45 and a straight, and we're pretty much gonna clock it something like this. From here to here, and from here to here. We really wanna stay away from the turbo because that's gonna be a lot of heat. And if you guys don't remember, this car burned down because the catch can got too full and started going everywhere. We don't want this to be getting too hot, which is why we have a bunch of this. This is heat sheath from a company called Heat Shield Products. They've given us a few things before in the past, and they're great. I highly recommend you guys use Heat Shield products on your cars, on anything related to the turbo side. You'll see in this video, we're gonna be using this stuff excessively on every single hose. Doesn't matter if it's AN or rubber, we are going to be using it to protect ourselves. So let's map this out, cut our line, make our heat sheath, and get after it.
Calvin, do you know where the hose cutter is, Calvin? I don't want to cut with a razor blade. Calvin, do you know where the hose cutter is? Calvin, do you know where the hose cutter is? Calvin, I know that you know. Tell me where the hose cutter is.
We don't have one.
We lost it?
We don't have one. No,
lost
that
it.
one's weak. That one's weak. You know what that is? That's the real hose. I always steal from throttle.
This is a very technical part, so pay attention closely, guys. A lot of people struggle with doing this. So I'm gonna teach you how to do it. So we're gonna tee up where the hose is gonna sit. Then we're gonna map out to about here. I'm gonna give a little extra to compensate. Then you get a hose cutter. And that was it. Don't screw it up next time. Tag team, push.
Oh my god, there's so much more movement.
Cool, right?
Wow, that's really cool, actually. Oh, excuse me?
And now with the fenders aligned, we can finally install the front bumper. When installing the front bumper, we noticed that I was actually hitting the intercooler piping, so we took it on and off a few different times until we got the perfect fit. Now that the front end fits great, we began masking up the front end of the car to paint the white areas of the original fiberglass fenders so they had a black background so it blended better with the front bumper. The DIY paint job is officially completed, and we're gonna let this thing dry and then remove the tape. I think it's gonna look pretty damn good. That looks a lot better. Much more clean. This engine bay is shaping up. Now it's time to put the front bumper back on again and now see how it looks.
We also taped the underside of this fender because there was a little bit of bumper sag and the white fiberglass was showing through. So we went ahead and painted that as well.
Supra looking like a Supra now. One of the last pieces of the puzzle. Yeah, what? It's so sick. I also like it. Red Supra, dude. All right, now we're gonna put some hardware on this bumper. And then once that's on, we can put on the hood. The bumper support calls for nuts and bolts on the top of the bumper, but it is an absolute pain because there's a 90-degree ledge on the inside of this. So when you put your bolt through it, it makes it really difficult to put a flange nut on the back and tighten it. And we don't want that. So I'm just gonna take this opportunity now and install some riv nuts on this hole and this hole so we don't need to deal with nuts. This car is sick. Wow. So as you guys know, the brakes are pretty bad on this car. So Calvin's wire wheeling them down. We're gonna repaint them. We might leave them raw, like we did with the NSX, but we really like that look. But I think we're gonna end up painting them black. Calvin, I think that's pretty solid.
I thought if we plan to not paint it, that's what I'm doing. So if we are painting it, I'll stop on this one.
I think we're gonna paint them like lime green. I think we think that's gonna be pretty sick.
That'd be sick.
What?
Oh, he's hosing me.
Okay, I don't like this.
So it'll look like a tomato. Green leaf.
Like you would
That's
actually fuck with
interesting.
that.
Yeah. Maybe yellow. Maybe gold.
Yellow could go
I have an
hard.
idea. Let's just Tron this car.
Go away.
When we had this bumper on my other Supra, we always had like a weird fitment issue where the bumper was pulling down to the left and was higher on the right. On this car, we're gonna make sure that's not gonna happen. So we're gonna be using some spacers underneath this bumper to get it to be gapped appropriately because it's just fiberglass that doesn't have any of that. But to do that, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna install the headlights that we just finished polishing up because it's gonna allow us to get our gapping around this area, which is gonna make this job a little bit easier. This is the first time we're putting a headlight back in the car since we got it, so I'm really excited for this. We're gonna install the side skirt last, and we're gonna be reusing the mounts that came on the car for the previous setup, so it's gonna make our job pretty easy.
I don't like it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, how good that was.
Supported with head.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna move.
Okay, well, loosening it. Sorry, I can see you feeling it. I'm watching you. Oh, okay. That's it.
Oh my goodness.
Needs to be slightly adjusted. The body gapping is a little off. It's the first time we're doing it, but damn.
That looks so good.
There it is. That's how you make a super look cool. Only took me 2 Mark IVs to figure it out.
This is delicious. This is so good. This is delicious. I want it.
Dylan adjusts the body gap. Let me show you the last little piece of the puzzle that I got for this car. This is definitely out of the characteristics that I normally do, but I wanted to switch it up. I wanted to do something that was a new look for this car. So I got a brand new pair of TE30, I'm just kidding, not TE37s. We have a set of Meisters, my first ever set of Meisters. I found these actually on Marketplace for a slightly good deal, I thought, and I was like, damn, this is perfect. And they're already built for a Mark IV. So we got a set of Nitto NTO5s on the front, 265, 35, 18. And on the back, we have an NTO1 to give us a little bit more grip. And this one's big. This is a 305, 35, 18. Let's go throw it on the rear and see how it looks. Oh, fuck. Don't worry, guys. You got it. Oh my God, it looks so good. Oh, it's wide. Oh, yeah. I also saw a comment or two on the last video that was like, I really hope you guys replace those rotors. It was just surface rust. If the rotors were destroyed, we would replace them, but they're not. Wow. This whole entire story was sometimes you just gotta triple down. And that's what we've done. Not only are we $25,000 in the hole because we bought this car and it was way overpaid for, but now I got a little advantageous and we dumped money into wheels, we dumped money into headlights, we've dumped money into wrap, we've dumped money into aero, and there's still much more to go. But I have a grand plan for this, so do not worry, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace out and keep moving forward.